Greetings to you, Jason, from Australia, VK3 Papa Golf Kilo. Love your show, love Ham Radio 2.0. Thanks, mate. Keep them coming. Bye.
Good afternoon, Ham Radio 2.0, episode 129. Mike and Ron from the Dayton Amateur Radio Association are back in Orlando. This is the one and only forum that I recorded for the Orlando Hamcation 2018, and it is about the Dayton Hamvention in 2018. So, I recorded this forum last year at Hamcation, and everyone was really interested because it was the first year that Dayton had moved to Xenia. In this forum for 2018, they're going to talk about what went right, what went wrong, what they've learned, and how they're making a few changes to make everyone's experience more better. So, the lighting, if you've ever been to Orlando Hamcation, they have their forums in outside tents. And they're pretty stout. They're like, I think they're like almost like permanent type tents there or something like that. They're tent material that goes around like an outside structure, and it's all under this big sports complex type awning thing, this metal roof thing. And it doesn't have any sides on the metal roof. This huge metal roof, and they've got these 3 or 4 tents inside of it. Anyway, all of the tents are white, except for the one we were in, which the tent was yellow. So the colors are kind of off. I did some white balance adjusting on the front of the video, and I tried to white balance adjust the PowerPoint presentation they had, and it really washed everything out. It didn't look good at all. So so the PowerPoint presentation is done in real color. That's what the color looked like when we were inside the tent. And then most of the video is just Mike and Ron talking, and that is pretty much white balanced out and whatnot. But if the colors look funky, that's why, because the tent sheeting that went around the whole place was yellow, and with the sun coming up and down, the clouds kept moving in and out, and it had some really weird color effects going on there. So, but anyway, so if you see that, that's what that is. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's take a look at the Dayton Hamvention Forum presented at the 2018 Orlando Hamcation.
Anyway, my name is Michael, Whiskey 8 Charlie India, and this is Ron, KD8ENJ. And we're going to be passing the microphone back and forth a little bit and talk about Hamvention, what went good and what went bad. I'd like to just quickly, who laughed? That really hurt my feelings. Hey. First off, we want to thank Hamcation, and we have the Hamcation royalty in the back here. These are the 2 gentlemen that lead the troop. We got John, the president, and Michael, he is the general chair, and we've worked with them over the years, and we just want to say something, what an amazing event this is. And I also want to talk a second about, everybody thinks there's a big rivalry between Hamvention, Hamcation, Huntsville, Friedrichshafen, Tokyo. Maybe just a little bit, but we share best practices. We support each other, because if they're successful and we're successful and the other events are successful, it's good for you all, it's good for the vendors, they sell more radios, they have more to put back in. So we're excited to be partners with the Hamcation folks. They treat us so well here, and we always look forward to when they come up to Dayton and enjoy the springtime up there. And I just can't thank these guys enough for what they do. And before they bug out, because I know they don't want to watch some boring presentation about another Hamfest, but I want to tell you to thank a volunteer. When somebody drives you here, in a cart, when somebody helps you out there, they aren't getting paid anything. Zero. They do it for the love of amateur radio. Ron and I make the same amount of money. I actually we don't make a thing doing this. It's a huge labor of love. Come on in and sit down. No, you don't have to, yeah. And speaking of volunteer, I think that's Joe back there, and he helps coordinate all these forums, and we're really glad that the work that he does. So we've been working with him many years. Anyway, before we get going, we want to, what is my next topic here? We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last year. We're a resilient club. We take a slamming and we keep on hamming. Come on up and find a seat, please. Anyway, we had less than 8 months to prepare. Right, Ron? That was crazy. So 8 months. And I'm going to let Ron go ahead and talk for a second here. And Hamcation guys, I certainly appreciate if you got a bug out. Thank you for coming. Thanks for all you do. Come back later, see if you can win a ticket. I guess before I turn it over to Ron, we want to introduce one of our compadres here sitting in the back there. That's Jack Gerbs. And in 2019, he will be our general chairman for Hamcation in 2019. So he'll be up here talking next year about Hamvention for 2019. We only allow a general chairman 2 years, and then they move off because it'd be too hard on their health to do it 3. So, so anyway, Ron, let's turn it over to you. Let's talk about some of these few bullet points there. Opening day, what had to happen? Give us a few of your comments.
Okay, a few of my comments opening day. 8 months, that's all we had. We worked extremely hard. We have 38 committees. The tasks are all broken down into committees. We have about 80 chairs, assistant chairs. Took a lot of work. We started day one and just kept pounding things out, trying to solve the issues. Actually, we have 657 volunteers, so it takes a lot of volunteers to make it happen. And thank them. Do thank them for what they do. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of work. I know the amount of work that I put in, but there are some. The exhibits chairman, the flea market chairman, those guys were working 24 hours a day, I think. Impossible to get the job done. So, well, yeah, a few long nights. But, so, do thank the volunteers. They are the only way that we can make it happen. We can't move to Las Vegas. You know, the train is going to have to be too big to move everybody out there. So,
a couple more.
I will. Yeah. So, countless hours. Okay, naysayers. We had some people tell us that, no, it can't be done. You can't do it. You can't move it out there. You can't move away from Hera. Hera was the 7th largest venue east of the Mississippi. Hard to find a place to fill its place. It's just amazing. We did a lot of traveling before we left, before we made that final decision on going to Greene County. I think we made the right decision. A lot of people have said, yes, we did make the right decision. There are the naysayers, though. A few people are still unhappy, but we'll win them over too.
Opening day, what was that like, Ron?
Opening day. We were a little nervous opening day. We were standing out there a couple of hours before looking the parking lot. There are a few cars out there. Then all of a sudden the floodgates opened and the traffic was backed up. We did have a little traffic issue, but the sheriff stepped forward. He made some changes. Our parking people made some changes in how they were handling things. By 10 o'clock, traffic issues were cleaned up and never happened again. We don't anticipate any problems. We're actually working with the safety people, sheriff, city police, and the State Highway Patrol. We're working, we have meetings with them every couple of weeks. This has been going on for a while already. We think we have all of that under control, so you won't have those traffic issues this year. New slide up already.
Yeah, well, you were on the first topic.
Okay.
I want to talk about the tents. How intense that was.
Okay, tents. On Thursday, during setup, we had our first rain and a lot of wind. Tents, well, we had 43-mile-an-hour winds. So we weren't quite prepared with the tents. The tent people came back and they actually stayed the whole weekend. In case anything would happen, we had to reset some poles. We had to do some things to make sure there were no issues eventually, but we were using 2,400-pound concrete blocks as ballast to hold the tent down. But do you know what kind of a sail a 150-foot tent makes? A lot of power there, a lot of power. So anyway, back to, we were looking at the gates. People were just clamoring. They were pushing the gates. It was like a Who concert almost. So, but we did get them in at 9 o'clock. After the fire marshal cleared everything, we were able to get people in. We were extremely happy, extremely happy.
All right, then, as you probably heard, we had the opportunity, we thought we were going to get a new building. And we worked with the county officials, met with them, they voted on, we're going to buy you guys a new building. How great is that? And so they told us that, yeah, it'll be installed by and ready for the next Hamvention. So we went out, made the announcement, and thought, yes, this is great. Then come to find out about 2 weeks later, they couldn't get the building materials for whatever reason in time. So we couldn't get that. However, there is going to be a new building by Hamvention 19, and we did get another 7,500 square feet of building. And there was if those of you have been there, how many of you have been there? All right, that's pretty good. Well, thanks for coming back, and I hope you come back again. But anyway, and by the way, save your questions till the end, because if we don't answer it, then we're going to have a short question and answer period. But the government officials, they were absolutely on our side, working to get this building. So now we're going back to not as much tent as we had before. It won't be quite as intense, but then we have this other building, 7,500 square feet. That takes a lot of the burden off of that. The next year when we get that new building, done with the tents, and we'll have, the facility that we're looking for to really, we're improving it all the time. So that was a bit of a setback, but, we're a group, we just take a slamming and keep on hamming. So as we move on here, did anybody eat any of the food there? Wasn't that great food? I thought. I mean, and we're improving that yet this year. And actually, Ron and I were in a meeting with the people there at the Expo Center, and fortunately, when it was at Hera, we didn't have any say over food. We do now. We had the final say. So we're trying to bring in good food, different types of food, so people can, be well nourished there. So we're excited about that. We will sell beer there. Actually, the Expo people sell the beer, and they have a wonderful commemorative beer mug that you can get, have the logo on it, and be sure to check that out. I don't think they did very good advertising that last year, but they will be this year.
And if you missed it, there will be mugs. There will be mugs from last year available. So talk to them about that.
Yeah, that'd be good to get one of those commemorative year. We have already made arrangements to have stellar weather. Right, yeah, we did. They guaranteed it, and we're talking to food vendors that were there last year that, hey, we had a crowd of over 29,000, between 29,000 to 30,000 people there. That's a lot of people. So we want those food, we're going to bring more food vendors in, but at the same time, we want them to work much more efficiently, where, the person taking your orders and going back and getting everything. We want to really try to have them think through how much more efficient they can be. And so we're urging them to do that, and I think they will do that. They seem very eager to support us. So if you didn't try the food there, you got to try that next year.
We have 5 additional companies coming in with food. We've got some new ideas, new ways to not fair food.
Did anybody hear about mud in the flea market area? Okay. We wanted to tell you, we did you? Okay, well here's what we're going to do. We've really kicked around some really good ideas to fix this. And oh, by the way, if you really want a great commemorative present from Hamvention 2017, we're selling jars of mud from the flea market, and for $20.95 a jar. And if you act today, yep, there's more. We'll send you 2 jars, and shipping's free. Yeah. Well, yeah, no. Actually, here's the next fix. We're going to have a booth up front, and we're going to sell boots. So, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, y'all. We are working very diligently on the mud. The mud is. We hear a lot about the mud and how much of a problem that was. We are working with the local government, and they're about to start work on mud remediation. They're taking the worst spots, and we're looking at even how we put the vehicles through there. How are we going to do that to keep ruts from being there? But how are they going to fix this mud? Well, as far as I don't know everything about it, but we're going to take pictures as this goes along. And they're going to scrape off top layers, and they're going to put asphalt grindings. You know, when you take up an old highway and you grind that pretty fine, and then roll it down, really make a much nicer base. So that's one of the, that is going to be the initial fix that we're going to do. Then,
Flea market area.
Right, flea market area. And the project, okay, I'll let you talk in just a second. That project may not be 100% complete, but the worst of the areas will be done first. So we're looking forward to that. And we are actually, as volunteers, we're going to be out there driving tractors and helping them ourselves to make sure that this job is complete. And we'll be taking pictures and we'll be posting it. Ron, let's talk about parking first.
Okay, parking. There was a small issue. We towed about 300 cars last year, but we're reconfiguring the parking area in the soccer field, the on-site parking. That's going to be, you'll come in from different directions. You'll be able to not park in the muddy area. And the exit, we're changing some of the exits so you'll be able to get out without going through the mud. You won't be trapped on an island. So, and the millings, that's going to be a great thing. I think that's going to really help us with the mud situation.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about forums a minute?
Okay, forums. Well, we had the 4 rooms last year. We're adding 1 more room. We're going to have 5 different forum areas. In the forums themselves, ARRL is helping us out with a forum. I'm probably not going with the forum ed, am I? That's all right. ARR is developing a forum. It's a group of 4 different forums, and if you attend 3 out of the 4 of those forums, they're going to present you with a certificate. Our theme this year is serving the community. It's an emergency communications theme. We're going to have that with ARRL. We are also going to have a lot of emergency communications vehicles on display. A lot of them have committed to bring their trucks, trailers, and show them off this year. So, but we're going to help train you how to take care of situations, how to be readily available so you can serve.
So a couple things I want to mention, the air handling, things like that, and Hamvention.org.
Okay.
Because last year that was a noise issue.
Okay, there were some air handling issues last year. Number one, they forgot to turn on the fans early. They'll be started on Thursday, and they'll run straight through until the show is over. There were also fans along the sides of the building that everybody wanted turned on. Those they use more for animal shows where they can blow a lot of air, and they make a heck of a lot of noise. So we will not be using those, but what they have are ceiling fans up in the cupolas, and it just sucks the air right out. So it'll be cooler. Of course, the Weather Service is guaranteeing it's going to be cooler anyway, so probably won't need them. But so air movement should be much greater. Let me read. Okay, the noise. There was some noise in the forums room also. They hadn't maintained some of their fans. The belts needed to be replaced. You know, oil helps a lot. So they are taking care of all that. They're working on that right now.
Okay, as you know, when he talks about handling it, the air handlers, they were making a lot of noise, so they're going to do a significant amount of preventive maintenance on it. As Ron had mentioned, the theme this year, amateur radio serving the community, and so we are excited about that. And as he said, the forums are going to be focused. A lot of them are going to be focused on that because I don't know, many of you down here, have many of you been working on some of the relief efforts and the big storms that have happened down throughout Florida or other parts? Yeah, that's a big deal. And up in our neck of the woods, we get lots of tornadoes, you know. And as a matter of fact, the fairgrounds where we're at now, the Expo Center, is the reason it's in such good shape is in 1982 it was leveled by a tornado. And and that's not going to happen anymore. You know, with the weather changes, tornadoes don't come through there as much. So we're really excited about our forum lineup this year. So let's talk about parking. How did you all come in? How many of you parked right on the grounds last year that came? How many of you parked and took a bus? How did that work out for you? Yeah, people don't realize these bus drivers, you know, they're natives of that area. They know every back road, and they're on the radios, and they're talking to, hey, this is how we go. And did they entertain you? Some of them are entertaining, weren't they? Yeah. Yeah, really. So what we want to mention here is that the importance is we also are going to expand opportunities to park. There's a university, Central State University, located only about 4 miles to the east of the Expo Center. And they'll be having parking there as well. Come on in and sit down. And on all these things that are happening, stay tuned to our website. Does anybody ever check our website, hamvention.org? Does it give you good information, generally? And we're working hard to update that. And you see us all the time on the media outlets, so talking about things. So we're excited that Central State wants to partner with us. And they are also going to have rooms that you can rent there, you know, dorm rooms, things like that. And they have great food. And, you know, the university will be, there won't be students there at that time. And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place. Just in that part of Ohio is actually very, very beautiful, I think. How many of you camp? Anybody camp? Okay. Did you all stay on the campgrounds? If you know somebody that's going to bring a camper down, let me tell you really a quick idea. It's getting harder and harder to get a campsite on the grounds itself. Just south of Xenia on it's all country road, just one highway goes down. It's beautiful, and it's hardly traveled. It's about maybe 6 miles, 7 miles below Xenia. Caesars Creek State Park. It has like 278 spots. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? Was that a nice drive in the morning? Pardon me? Well, what service you got? My Verizon works good there. Well, get another spot. But at any rate, you know, you don't need a phone. You got radio. So, but it is a beautiful spot, and that's kind of a hidden secret there. So There are a lot of places, and Ron's going to talk a minute about the hotels and motel situations and things that are happening. And once again, stay tuned for more details on hamvention.org. Great spot. But wait, there's more. What do we got, Ron?
Okay, awards. Actually, Michael should be talking about awards. We have an awards program that we do every year, and we're in the midst of that. I think there's about another week where you can turn in any information on a club or an individual, technical individual. There's technical achievement, club of the year, amateur of the year, and special achievement award. And we present those, and those have gone to people from around the world. It's an extremely nice program. We put a lot of time into it. We have, actually Michael is on that committee, and it's just, we like to honor people that have done things in the world to help out the amateur radio community.
Let me say one word about that, please. Okay. Sorry, Ron. I'll give it right back to you. This is the Ron and Michael show today. So anyway, on the awards, I've been a co-chair on that for many years. A couple of years ago, I had the honor of giving Joe Taylor. You know Joe Taylor? He won a Nobel Prize in Physics in 1992. And gave him the award for Amateur of the Year for all that JT work that he does. And just an amazing individual. And these are the kinds of people that we try to find out there. Clubs that have done superb. I know the Orlando Club has won Club of the Year. And that's a stiff competition. West Palm Beach has won. Anybody else in here? Or do we have any other award winners that I'm not recognizing in here? But anyway, it's a really neat thing. You got time. And don't think because my person, they probably wouldn't be good enough. It doesn't take long to nominate somebody. And, get recognition for your friends or people that you really admire. So anyway, that's coming up. So Ron, why don't you talk about rooms? And Jack, can you come up here a minute, please? Jack Gerbs.
Okay, talk about housing here. As Michael said, if you haven't booked your room, you need to do that right away. There is some competition for housing up there. The Memphis Belle is going to be dedicated this year, B-17 over at Air Force Museum. So there is a lot of competition for housing. But Michael talked earlier, Central State University is going to have housing and cheap, inexpensive housing. So they have an international food service that's going to be serving breakfast and dinner on a meal plan. They're using their own shuttles to bring people from there to the Expo Center. So beyond that, there's a new Hampton Inn that's going in. It will be open in time for the show. You can't do anything yet. They haven't hired their manager, but that's going to happen in the next few weeks. Once that's done, you'll be able to book a room there. Go to the Greene County Convention Visitors Bureau, and they'll have a list of housing that is still available. So they can help you find housing. Just north in Yellow Springs, there's a great place to stay in there. You can talk to us about different places, and we may be able to help you, but the Greene County Convention Visitors Bureau, that's the place to go to.
It's not written up here, but we want to take a minute to, Jack is actually, when I introduced him, I really did a bad job. He is our current Assistant General Chairman. You got to serve 2 years and, be a bag man for the General Chairman before you can, pass through the initiations and at no pay. Actually, he has to pay. And the other thing is that when they drive places, Jack has to wear this little cap, and we have the Hamvention card shuttles him around, and every once in a while I get to ride in there too. Yeah, it's whatever it takes, right? But you know what? Before I let him talk, I want to talk to you about our internet connections and just some of the infrastructure there that we are working on to make it just a stellar event, and including the cell phone coverage at that event too. But anyway, I want to take a moment to compliment all of you. Everybody in here, to me, has proven themselves a real ham. You know, it's a warm room, you're in here, and it's a warm day. You could be out there, but you're here with us. And I just so thank you. And so, stay to the end. You know, we got some free tickets coming up. But anyway, Jack, talk a minute about internet connections.
First, good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Anybody? Okay, great. I want to thank Michael for not letting me know I'm going to be up here talking this morning. So, big thank you to you. Ron, you also. And I know most of you are really, really excited about infrastructure and technology that we have out at Hamvention. So I'm going to share a few things about what we've done and what we have planned. We have 2 very strong internet pipes coming in there. Our vendors, I don't know if any of you are vendors, we're very, very happy. We've had complaints prior at our other venue about the internet access we had. We really stepped up the game. Each vendor had their own dedicated pipe if they needed a pipe. Many of the vendors here, I'm not sure if you know, have an ET phone home type technology like Flux and Elecraft, and they're very dependent on showing off their equipment, and they've complained in the past. So we stepped up our game with internet. We've got wireless available in all the buildings, so I believe there's some small fee if you want a rock solid wireless. We got a lot of good compliments on the wireless. Cell coverage was a little mediocre, and we're working on that. Cell companies are a little difficult. I don't know if any of you have had to call customer service at a cell company and try to work out an issue of any type, but it presents some challenges for us. There's things called CALs and CROWs and a whole lot of other acronyms. A CAL is a cellular on wheels, CROWs are cellular repeater on wheels. There's something with a mobile on wheels. We're trying to work with them. Again, we've had our challenges, but we're aware of the issues and we're working on those issues. So I'm excited. The Agricultural Society stepped up. They gave us a big internet pipe. The county stepped up. Our vendors were happy. We've got a new building coming on. We're looking at the infrastructure for that. I'm excited about 2019 and 2020 because that is when I will be stepping up as chair. I've been mentored by 2 of the best and several other past chairs, and I'm very excited about this. So as far as Cum says, that's what I got to say about that.
Well, thank you an awful lot there, Jack. Talk about prizes a minute.
Okay, prizes. We do hand out. Well, do you want to talk about prizes here? Here or back there? Prizes. The prize. We do have a prize.
These prizes at the event.
Okay, got it. He tells me all these things an hour ago, so that's all right. No, prizes. We do have a prize booth, and okay, we do have the prizes going on all through the show. We have hourly prizes. You can check the monitors and look for your ticket number, go collect a prize. Or we have at the end of the show at 1 o'clock on Sunday, we do have a room, or we may move to the grandstand, and we hand out some very large prizes. Towers, antennas, radios, high dollar items. So you need to make sure you attend that. What was next here? Okay, all the prizes are donated by the vendors, so they're trying to show off all of their new things, all of their high ticket items.
We already emphasized the importance of thanking a volunteer. This gentleman over here is filming this so that, you know, millions and millions of viewers all over the world and for years and years to come can watch this presentation and remember what it was like. But anyway, and I thank him too. I don't think he's getting paid a dime. So, but if you look at one of the comments that we have, and one of the questions that we get is, you guys must make a lot of money. What do you do with all that money? I mean, do you just split it up, or do you have wild parties? What do you do with the money? I don't know how much you watch what DARA, Dayton Amateur Radio Association, the parent organization, does, but we give back considerably. We give back to the Greene County community, you know, in terms of We give donations to different clubs that help us park cars, that help us do a lot of cleaning the place. We give back a considerable amount of money, and it helps these organizations locally. And we do other things nationally, too. We give a lot of money for scholarships, and you probably see that in ARRL, and we give it to our own Madera members. And then we give grants to radio clubs that are in trouble. We might send them money to help get them back on their feet. Sometimes we kind of require them then to come to Hamvention and volunteer with us a little bit, but we still, there's a good trade-off there that we can help the amateur radio community with that. And then we also, we've given back to our National Weather Service, which is close to Xenia, just a little, it's in a town south of Xenia, Wilmington, which doesn't take long to get there. And that particular weather service handles all of southern Ohio. It handles the eastern counties of Indiana, northern counties of Kentucky. So you can imagine that's a big area, and a lot of bad weather comes through there. And they had they didn't have what we consider world-class communication set up for their amateur radio. National Weather Service has taken a pretty big pounding on budget cuts and that, so we stepped up, and they have a world-class operation there. We have a VA center. Do we have any vets in here? All right. We have a VA center. And then they came and they said, hey, is there any way you could help us build a radio, a station there, build a little clubhouse? And we did that. I mean, we bought the tower. We sent people over to help install it, the coaxial radios, and we helped them even get organized, and they work a lot with us. So we're really happy about that we've got those vets going. So we've given a tremendous amount of money to ARRL, and I know there's controversies there about that, but we believe in a lot of the things that they're doing, you know, that in their training, and they're a pillar of amateur radio, and we need all of us to be strong, so we support them. AMSAT, you know, we love that new technology, and Red Cross, we have a venture crew. We have, you know, many DXpeditions. You'll see the Darrow logo on DXpeditions. We gave a significant amount of money to that World Radio competition that's going to happen in Germany in August, and we are happy to give money there. We also support media outlets a lot, amateur radio media outlets, to help them, because it's important that we keep the communication, a good communication flow. And I know when we donate money to them, we still get hard questions. Hey, look, we gave you some money. Why are you asking me a hard question? But you know, we're not paying them off not to ask us. We like the hard questions. So those are some of the other thoughts that we had. And what we'd like to do is open it up now, because I know you have questions or comments. And please don't cuss or swear. And I'm gonna turn this back over to Ron, who really loves the hard questions. Here's Ron.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a suggestion. There's a new program nationally called Stop the Bleed. And the concept on that is, if there is a drama problem anywhere, they show you in this course how to stop bleeding, because that is the first thing to do in a crisis. And that would be a very good class for you to have, or seminar. And it's done out of Boston through the American Medical Association.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Can we give you a card and you can send that to us too, contacts and things?
I can't write.
Can you type?
I'm playing.
We'll give you a card. If you can send me an email, that would be great.
I want the hard ones.
Right here.
As always, there'll be a lot of events going on in downtown Dayton. What would you, on the average, allow for travel time from the site of the Hamvention to get into downtown Dayton for whatever event you want to attend there?
It's about 20 minutes from the center of Dayton to the center of Centerville, or Xenia.
I'd plan a half hour.
Yeah, if you go right after one of these events, I'd go with a half hour.
On Friday, there will be more traffic.
Driving the golf carts last year, you know, it was really hard for us when trying to deal with the ADA parking.
Yes, we are reorganizing the parking. ADA will be moved a little closer on that north lot where they were last year. Plus, we're taking over the next lot to the south. So it'll all be closer and easier. We won't have the tractors going through that one area, the back of the ADA area, and creating all the ruts for the carts to get through. So we're changing the course. We're changing, just reorganizing all of the on-site parking. Plus, we'll have maps available for everyone else. Those will be online. Yeah, it should be much easier, and the maps will be easier to read. We had some maps last year that I couldn't read, but we had to do it quickly, and it happened.
Like Mother Nature just was not our friend last year, that's all there is to it. And we all, and I understand that wasn't a problem, but it broke my heart that we sometimes couldn't get people to their cars.
Enjoy yourself, Jack.
So, anyway, so I wondered if there was another way where they could be parked and not on the grass like that.
Well, the grass is going to be the biggest part of it, but still, we won't have the tractors creating the mess that they did. The tractors will be there, but they'll be a different route.
They're going to do the buses again this year.
They will do the bus. We have buses.
The reason I'm saying something is because there must be buses for like elementary school kids. I got all those things. I'm like, oh my God. It was like this. I'm like, and if you got purchases, if you bought stuff and you were taking it back to your car, it was cramped.
Okay, I've got two answers for you. One, yes, they are school buses. That's what's available to get the number of buses. We couldn't get the RTA buses from Dayton, different county, different bureaucracy steps in, so we can't do that. The busing in Greene County, we couldn't find enough buses, but the school buses will be running. They did a great job for us. They really moved themselves around. They controlled the flow. Actually, it's cramped. So rather than take your newly found treasures on the bus with you, we're going to have a building or a tent area where you can check it and then pick up your vehicle, drive back. It'll be like a drive-through. You go in, pick up your treasure, and you're on your way. You're back out the gate. So.
Great idea.
We're going to charge you twice, though.
No.
Like I said, I saw a lot of people getting on with purchases. Some of them were big.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we just didn't have the space.
Well, I found a few things out in the parking lot, too. They were turned into lost and found. They're still sitting at my house waiting for somebody to claim them.
Yeah, and so I just want to be, they're going to get different buses, but as long as I know ahead of time, I know to bring my icing hot and whatever they got to have.
Okay. And getting out of the flea market to the area where it's going to be held, we're going to have golf carts in there this year. So all you do is flag down a golf cart. They'll take you and your treasure up to deposit it, get your claim check, and then take the bus. So, other questions?
So you mentioned donations to different media outlets. I'm just curious what types of media you guys are soliciting.
We don't solicit.
No. No, it's not really media outlets. It's going more to things to do with amateur radio or people that are working for us. We don't.
That's what I meant by media outlets is the Tom Medlin's show, some of these other guys and gals that have different shows. Occasionally we will donate to them. They make a request because we need to help everybody. That's what media outlets are.
Okay. Those are radio shows, blogs, things like that.
You see them on QRZ.
Yes, I was just wondering if YouTubers and podcasters were included in that.
Well, it's usually people who are a lot more, are fairly established and they have good viewership.
They just need a little help in staying on the program. Other questions? I'm sure there are questions about mud or something.
One of the things I noticed last year, and that's because of the rain, is all the golf cart traffic, all the scooter traffic, were actually churning up that infield.
The big problem was the tractor traffic, and those big, they weren't
going into the flea market area.
well, okay. For that area, we had vehicles that were restocking their supplies. They were parking on the track itself, and they would go get their vehicle to bring one radio up or one piece of, and that was doing the churning. So that will not happen this year. Once you unload all of your equipment and you go park your car, then we're closing off those driveways. So it'll be for pedestrian traffic. No pickup trucks churning up the mud, no. Plus, with the new roads that will be going through Flea Market, that should eliminate the mud issue. Yes.
I'd like to ask you about booking flea market spaces. I've had trouble over the years, both in Era and last year at Xenia, actually getting spaces when I put in a request, or even before that, with the website. Certain things would not show up on the maps of the spaces. Do you recognize that as a widespread problem?
A problem that we're eliminating. It's part of it is in the tracking system. Part of it is, last year in particular, every person that had a flea market space had to talk to the flea market chair. And he talked to about 1,500 booths. He talked to a lot of people. It took a lot of time to move through that. But he was trying to get people into a spot that would be good for them, good for the product you were selling, and just control that, rather than a free-for-all. This year, it's the people that were there. You have first crack at your old space. If you had a lousy space last year, then you'll have a chance to move. Once that early bird gets over on booking a space, you'll be able to move into whatever is left over. And you can always email or call the chair and talk with them. They know each one of you.
Ron will give you his card. I want to contact him. Are there any more
Yeah,
questions?
contact me.
Any more questions? We'll take.
Yeah, we'll be there. We will be there, sure.
I just have a comment, and that is that I've been going to Hamvention for a lot of years. I've lost count. But you guys do a fabulous job for the size of the operation, all the volunteers.
Volunteer.
I can't believe what you achieve every year. It's phenomenal. And I hope you don't get too much credit. You're really trying hard. I know you're.
It flows right off. We listen to productive ideas. The other things, it goes on to the B list. You know, we don't turn down any good ideas. We love that. We love the hard questions. But some are so far out in left field that, and don't leave. You could win something. Okay, okay.
Well, thanks for coming. We're going to do that ticket giveaway in a minute. Anybody else want to go? That's what he said. Before we get to that, any more quick questions or comments?
How are you start your experience? Hamvention people. Last year was my first ever. So I avoided the Hara flow problem. But I got to tell you, as ham radio operators, we need that critical mass of the vendors, the forums, and so on, if we're serious about our hobby. stop and thank Kathy Dustin Policeman on the way out.
Thank you. Here, here.
So, you want to dwell on some of the negatives, but don't lose sight of the positive. You guys did an outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you. I will up there and say, I don't care what anybody says, you guys fantastic. That was my 4th year there, and it was just absolutely. I had to come all the way from West Palm Beach to get there. So if I've done it for you,
There are some really dedicated volunteers. They put, you cannot imagine the amount of time that they put into this. There's just extreme dedication. So I thank you for all of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now we get to the part where you're waiting for, a free ticket. These are really special tickets because we're going to hand them to you. So Ron, you got the tickets in hand, but you have to answer questions. And there might be 2 of you, so Jack is going to pick the person for yeah, that's why we got him up here. He's going to, I told you he's the guy that takes all the bad stuff. So we might ask a question that 10 of you know, but we may just pick somebody, so we're sorry about that. So, question 1. What year was the first Hamvention? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, how about 1952?
Wow. Give them a ticket. Give them a ticket. Congratulations. Actually,
I'm one of the few around that were at the
Dayton Biltmore. Look at this. We've got a relic here from.
Yeah, everything was in one building. You checked in on Thursday night or whatever, checked out on Sunday, and it all took place inside the building. The Dayton Biltmore still stands. We always drift down to that corner in memories of what was taking place in the early days.
Nice. Nice. Thank you. How many Hamventions have you been to?
Oh, God.
No, you can just call me Michael.
30.
good job.
30 possibly.
30. Wow. Wow, that's
Started
just.
in 1956.
That's beautiful. All right. Does anybody know our club call sign for Dara? He's good. That man gets a ticket. Are you going to be there? You going to be in Dayton?
It'll be my 31st year. You know I'll be there.
I just wanted to hear you say, yeah. It's a little marketing thing, All right. I want you to think back on this. And how many Hamventions have you been to? Okay.
Well,
actually,
easier to say since 1956. I probably have missed 10.
okay. I can't, actually, you've already won tickets, so thank goodness he's out of this, so they'd win everything. Goodness gracious. Now, who's been to more than 5 Hamventions? Okay, let's go to 10. Who's been to more than 10? You don't count. You already won a ticket. Okay, we got, who's been more than 15? Okay, let's 11 Hamventions. Who's been to 11 or 12? And yeah, you guys had your hands up for more than 10, right? How many specifically have you been to, sir? We'll go with 12. How many? Huh? 11. That man right there wins. Oh. How many?
I've been married for 48 years to a ham.
Yes. Well, give her a ticket then.
Just because.
Yeah, I mean, you're, on behalf of all of us, And she's smiling, and she drives golf carts. Man.
I'm sorry, I cannot. It's not my thing.
No, it's okay.
But I am in 100% support of my husband, who's a ham, and has been before we were married. And I just, I volunteer. I've been volunteering for the last 6 years. I've loved every minute of it.
My wife calls herself a widow.
Your last name is Ham? Maybe we'll see here what we do. Maybe we'll take a vote on that. Their last name is Ham. Should they get a ticket? Okay. Okay. Who can spell the name of the city? Can you spell the name of the city Hamvention is currently in? I think they got it. We'll give it to that ham couple back there. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt everybody's feelings. You can go, well, he didn't see me. My God, I didn't get a thing. But we'll have a consolation prize. I think I got a consolation prize. Who else had that? You had it?
Yeah, my daughter used to go to school.
There you really? Went to see, what a great place. And you had one too? You had one? Can you get them a pin? These are, what they're receiving are the 2017 official commemorative pins that will never be reprocessed or made again. So you'll have a collector's item, you put it on your hat and proudly wear it. When you come up to our booth, we'll smile and shake your hand. So thank you.
This has been Ham Radio 2.0, a YouTube production by KC5HWB. Visit our website at www.livefromthehamshack.tv. Please also stop by our Facebook page at fb.me/hamradio2. Be sure and subscribe here on YouTube to keep up with all the new videos that are posted nearly every Monday. 73s everyone, and thanks for watching.